In this video, I'm going to give you some tips to make it through this holiday season with giving your puppy a positive experience rather than a negative one. I'm Ken Steep, and this is Rad, and welcome back to McCann Dogs. Now, we did a live stream on this topic last week, and I thought you guys brought up some really important questions, and we came up with some things that I hadn't really planned about talking about. So it's Christmas Eve today, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to hang out with you and tell you a couple of those tips, the things that I thought were really important or really misunderstood by some puppy owners. Now, one of the important changes and one of the easy things to anticipate is that the environment is changing. There's all sorts of new ornaments and things out that your puppy may have never seen before. Maybe gifts are under the tree, or food is out more often during this time of year. So it's really important that you pay attention to your puppy. This is the perfect time to get out that house line, something that we often talk about when it comes to puppy training, so that you can be better prepared to interrupt those bad behaviors or have good timing. We always talk about how important timing is when it comes to puppy training, but you really need to be ready to supervise your puppy, be there to give them information. And with these changes in the environment, some of these things can be new and your puppy wants to investigate them. So make sure that you're there to give them the right information. And a house line is going to be a great way to do that. I'll post a link in a card above so that you can check out our video talking about house lines if that's something you haven't ever heard of. Another thing is that there's going to be lots of people coming to your home. There may be drop-in guests, or maybe you're hosting Christmas this year. And this can be a really overwhelming experience for your puppy, especially if they're really young. Everybody loves puppies. Everybody wants to see your puppy. And although this can be a really positive thing, getting your puppy socialized, you need to make sure that you're there to supervise that experience. And don't be afraid to use your crate. A young puppy, for some puppies, this can be a really overwhelming time. And while it's lots of fun for your friends and family to meet your new puppy, sometimes for your puppy that can just be a little bit too much. So don't be afraid to use your crate. Now, the other thing that's great about the crate is if you're hosting Christmas, for example, it can be a really busy time of year, so don't be afraid to pop your puppy in their crate when you aren't able to oversee what's going on. The last thing you'd want is for you to have invested all this time to stop your puppy from jumping up, or teach your puppy not to nip your hands, and then they get to rehearse over and over again the practice of jumping up. It can be a really rewarding thing for your puppy to do if you're not there to supervise them. So, you don't want to reinforce those negative behaviors. So don't be afraid to use your crate. Now, the other thing that we should talk about is that kids, if your family, if you have kids in your family and they come over, kids get so excited when it comes to meeting the new puppy. So be sure that you're there to supervise those kids as well as your puppy through that experience. Puppies don't necessarily love being picked up and held and strangers coming in and reaching over top of them. So make sure you're there to sort of guide your puppy, and more importantly, guide those kids through this process. If your puppy is new to their crate, it's going to be really important that you have them in eyesight or within earshot of you through this time. It'll help you do two things. You'll be able to recognize if your puppy's maybe got to go out to go potty, but you'll also be able to reinforce them for being good in their crate. I would probably, if I'm hosting Christmas, for example, I'd probably set my watch, set a timer so that I know you're going to get busy. You're going to get distracted, and sometimes the puppy can be overlooked. So make sure you take them out on a regular schedule, and maybe a watch or a timer on your phone or something is a great way to remember to take them out. Our effort on this channel is to involve our puppy in more family events, in more things, get them integrated into our family in more situations in our lives. But remember, these times can be really overwhelming for your puppy, and you want to make sure that you're supervising every experience that they have, whether it's meeting someone or deciding to chew on their toy rather than chew on your new Christmas ornament. Now, I've linked a video playlist beside me that you're going to want to check out if this is your puppy's first Christmas. I've talked about a lot of different things in that, and I've created it just for you. I want to wish each and every one of you a happy holidays, and if this is your first time with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We publish new videos every single week to help you to have a well-behaved four-legged family member. On that note, I'm Ken, and this is Rad. Happy training.